Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. So, is it time to panic? Essentially, what we discussed in the whole video yesterday is what's potentially playing out today. I'm going to break down what I think is happening for Bitcoin, XRP, and a few other things. And just first off, I want to just say to people, when you see times like this, don't rush to make any decisions. Look, let's be completely frank. This area is open. Like, we could come back down to the 70k region. We could. Like, it's possible. I think the zoomed out perspective of crypto, as I wrote about in the newsletter, is so flipping bullish. What's happening now is like just short-term price action. With that being said, I don't feel like we go down there. One thing we've been discussing a lot is this 80. I'm on Trading Different now, showing you the liquidity charts that we talked about yesterday. We've been discussing this 80k region for a long time, saying, are we going to get it? Are we not going to get it? And look, we've pulled into it. But as we're in this area, there looks like we still could come further down to, like, let's say 86, maybe even as low as like 85, 84. And then we'll definitely get calls for like 73k, which, as I said, technically is possible. But let's look at some other things that might contrast with that. If we look on the daily RSI, for example, for Bitcoin, when we've hit this oversold area, it's pretty much coincided with a bottom. Let me show you where this oversold area comes in, just here, which is here, just this area here, which is this, like this. This is the areas. They're the last times we hit that oversold area, and so we haven't even seen oversold much in 2024. Now we're in 2025, obviously, but the whole of 2024 we saw it twice, and both times they weren't exactly the bottom, obviously, the first time, but we were pretty close. I spat, that's disgusting. But this time, look, we're here, oversold. That's an awful drawing, obviously, from me, and look where we are. In that area where I was talking about yesterday, how when we are in these ranges, we can come down below, wick below the range, and that's basically what I've been discussing. So the wick has taken us into this deep area of liquidity. That's what I've been discussing as well. In my opinion, it's just a pullback, coinciding with a flush out in sentiment. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, or the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, sorry, is at 29. This is exactly what we discussed yesterday. It's the lowest we've been in Fear and Greed the last time we were this low. In fact, we weren't. Did we get lower than this? Oh, we saw 20 there. We did get to 26 on the 9th of June 2024, which I will guess is this day here. Is it the 9th of June? Or is it American days? Hang on, let's just work this out. Bitcoin price at 54,000. It must be American numbers. Yeah, so it's got to be here. Yeah, 6th of August, sorry. Am I what? Oh, I'm getting myself confused right here. The 5th of the 9th, so the 5th of September was when we got to the lowest, which was probably this area. Okay, yeah, cool. This is exactly where the Fear and Greed Index was when it was as low as what it is right now, which in a way could ring similar in terms of the structure that we've got here. Look, I'm going to show you why. Because we had that liquidation wick there. We've come back down. We're at the similar lows. Again, wicking below the range, taking the liquidity at 88k, RSI's in the oversold area, and now we've got the Fear and Greed Index as low as it was before we started to make our march to the upside. Let me show you that. So this is where the Fear and Greed Index was at that 29, and that 25, and right now we're at 29. This is the last low before we started to march higher. Is it going to be the same? I don't know. I'm just literally showing you times when we've done things similar to this. Now, looking at XRP, we discussed these green lines. Look, we said there's going to be liquidity below these. As soon as we lose the key levels where the liquidity is, boom, cascading price action. You lose that low, bang, and you lose that low, bang. These are all people getting smashed out of positions. Daily RSI on XRP is nearly in the oversold as well, and the stochastic is nearly in the oversold. Last time the XRP price, the daily XRP RSI was in oversold, was literally here at 38 cent. So we haven't seen this sort of pullback in XRP since in terms of momentum sentiment, since 38 cent. That was pretty much our low in price action. I'm going to take you to Velo because I want to discuss what's going on in terms of liquidity, in terms of leverage, as well. So this will load. Sometimes my PC just takes ages to load websites. I don't know why that is. Let's close a few of these. I think it's struggling. Let's just discuss this. I just wanted to come on here and be calm and just say to you guys, look, it's just crypto, man. Like, this stuff happens. Let's take us into, what was I looking at earlier? The hourly, is it? Yeah, the hourly, to give us like a bit of a zoomed in perspective of what may or may not be happening here. So, XRP, open interest. Look, we zoom out on open interest, which is this top box here. Open interest is at pretty much its lows. I'll take on the daily just quickly to show the open interest and how low it is in comparison to what we've been doing in terms of open interest. Open interest is at lows that we haven't seen since September 2023, which is in here, which is when after the judge ruled XRP was not a security, then the previous capitulation after that, our open interest levels are that low right now. So now going back into the hourly to show you what's exactly going on. Bang. So open interest is bled out. It's continuing to bleed as price comes down. We've seen spot buying really tick up, especially in this candle here that I've highlighted. So that's positive. We've got premium is negative, meaning that there's more shorts than longs in the market. Funding has just turned positive. That can happen near a bottom, especially when open interest is bleeding out. I think we're close to, if not at a bottom here for XRP. Technically, we could obviously revisit this wick, and there is liquidity below where the bottom of this wick is at like 66 cent, 166. Sorry, not 66 cent, 166 for XRP. So do bear that in mind. But I've bid 210, and I've got my bids filled. Whether they hold or not, I don't know. I actually have brought my stop loss back to break even, which I don't do very often. But the reason I've done that is because if Bitcoin does continue into the liquidity that I showed you at the start, where there's obviously there's more liquidity it can get, we could still see a continued flush. And as I said, on a technical level, computer not playing ball with me today. On a technical level, we could revisit this area here and wick the people out who are in leverage positions below that wick. So I'm just protecting myself from that because obviously if we do get that flush down, then that will be a more attractive price for me to get into a position. However, nothing's changed with my XRP thoughts. I do think, and probably my base case is that this is the low before we continue higher, similar to what we showed on Bitcoin, what we talked about yesterday. We came down, we set the low, we come up, we set a higher low, wick everyone out of all these green lines, that all this liquidity, we've taken all that. Just as RSI comes to oversold, stochastic RSI is nearly oversold, fear and greed index is at its low. It's setting up for a bottom, in my opinion. And yes, these bottoms can, this is one of the reasons why I say that I've got that stop loss there, because these bottoms can go like this and then come out. They can, it's possible. But I think this is it. I think this is reversal territory. We need to see what happens when the US wake up. But if we look to like wider markets, look at the DXY, for example. The DXY is something that gives us a foundation in crypto to have an understanding of where price action could go. The DXY has been falling since we called this out at 702. I talked about this in depth in the newsletter. This is something that gives us a bit of a foundation for crypto to take a leg up. Eyes on the DXY. I think that's an important thing to watch. I've been talking about gold. Gold is nearly at the 3,000 level. It could have a bit of a cool off. I would quite like to see gold cool off a little bit and some of that capital rotate into crypto, and I think that's probably coming as well. there's not really a lot for me to tell you guys. I want to have a quick look at Bitcoin dominance as the only thing that I've not really discussed for a little while on this channel. There's nothing extra, like I can't revolutionize anything for you because there's nothing really to do in this position. We just sort of chill. Like I'm not stressed. I know some people will be, but there's no reason to be stressed. If you've got cash on the side, it's probably a good time to think about some allocation. I'm personally not allocating here. I put a leverage trade on, as you guys know. If we come lower, like my cash is protection for my life really at the minute. So if we come lower, I will allocate a little bit more. Like if we come down to that 170, I'll probably start buying some alts. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance still within this range. It's sort of just chilling as well. Let's have a look at the weekly. I do feel like Bitcoin dominance either rolls over somewhere here, or I didn't think that we could get back up to that 67, 68% region where alt season has started historically. But maybe that's just my lack of judgment. I'm not sure. But I do think alt season comes at a lower percentage for Bitcoin this cycle, and I also think Bitcoin loses the 39% level as well, because my long-term thesis is that over time, as alts start to gain utility, we start to move into a period where crypto is actually being used, Bitcoin will lose market share. It doesn't mean I don't think it will go up in value, because I do. But it means that other things will take on more, or have large market caps as well, probably multiple alts. So yeah, that's basically where I am. I'm not panicking at all. I mean, I'm going to do a live spaces today with BitGet in 2 hours from this video. It's going to be posted probably in like half an hour. So it'll be like an hour and a half from when this video's out. If you want to hear me just chatting to people about what I think is going on in the market, you got nothing to worry about, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but that's where I stand. You're here obviously for my opinion, so take it in with a pinch of salt, and let's see what happens next. Like, it's not a bad time to be allocating, probably. Let's see. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Share it with a friend if you did, if you learned something. And please go and check out my newsletter. It gives you my more like deeper thesis on what's going on in crypto and what I think comes next. If you're stressed about the markets, turn your laptop off, turn your phone off. It's not going to affect anything whether you're on your phone or not. It's only your own mental health, probably. And peace up, A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say. Thanks for tuning in.